Hey, so I'm hanging out at home alone. The family is out and about all day today, and I thought I would do a burger on the new Yoder YS640S, kind of a smoked then seared off burger. So let's get started. All right, let's get these burgers made. So I've got a pound of 80/20 ground beef. It's Kroger Private Selection Angus. It's usually pretty good. We've gotten it before. So let's just get the pack open here. There we go. And we're just going to divide this into thirds. So we're just essentially going to make third-pound burgers. I thought about making half-pound burgers, but that, you know what? I think we're making half-pound burgers. These are going to be big. It's possible my oldest son will come home and want one, and so 2 big half-pound burgers would be good. So I'm just going to divide the burger meat in half. Not perfect, but close enough. Actually, it's not perfect at all. So let's show you how we're going to make these patties. I've got a burger press somewhere, but I've always found that this is really simple. Get a container of the size that you want, size and shape, and just press your burger meat down into that. I'm just using a Ziploc bag in order to make getting it out easy. And there we go. So we got a square burger ready to go. So we're going to do that with the other meat as well. This burger is actually going to be bigger, and just do the same thing. Perfect. So there we go. 2 big burgers. And I'm going to wash my hands real quick. We'll come back and we'll get these seasoned. All right, so let's get these seasoned up. Today we're just going to use this Lane's Barbecue SPG, so salt, pepper, garlic, a few other things in there too. Just a simple seasoning. I've got the cooker starting off, by the way, at 225 degrees. Should be about heated up. So get those burgers seasoned. And we're going to go ahead and do the other side as well. I meant to grab a glove and I forgot. No big deal. All right, so I'm going to get these in the fridge for a few minutes, get a few other things ready, get the camera moved, and we will see you outside at the smoker. All right, our cooker is up to temperature, or just under, but close enough. So let's get these burgers on. So we're just going to put them straight on the grates, the bottom rack. I do have my ThermoWorks RFX wireless probe in the biggest one. You may or may not be able to see that. So we'll monitor the temperature, and we're gonna pull these about the time they hit 135 and then go on to the next step. We like our burgers definitely more done than we like our steaks. So we'll show you what we're gonna do. But for now, I'm gonna let these go and we'll see you in a little while. Okay, let's make a sauce for these burgers. So I started making what we call burger glop. Got that name from Meathead Goldwyn in his book, The Science of Barbecue and Grilling. You know, it would remind you of a Thousand Island dressing or a Big Mac sauce, but we've loved it ever since. The boys always want it when we make burgers, so we're gonna make some today. And we're gonna start out with some Duke's mayo. It's either Duke's or Kewpie here is what we like. Don't mind having some left over. And then we're gonna add some ketchup. A lot of times I use ketchili or chili sauce, which I'm out of, so we're just gonna use regular Heinz ketchup. And there's no measurements for this. In general, I like to cover the mayonnaise with ketchup, and whatever amount that is what we go with. Next, we're going to add a little bit of stone ground Polish mustard. Any mustard will work, including Dijon. Next, we're going to add a little bit of hot sauce. This happens to be some leftover sauce from some pickled onions I just did. This is going to make a mess, I can feel it. Let me get a spoon. So I'm just going to take a little and add, but any hot sauce will work. There are so many variations you can do with this. I've added a little bit of barbecue sauce before, which is great. And last but not least, we're going to add some sweet pickle relish. And I like to add a lot. This happens to be Mount Olive, but whatever kind is fine. And then we just mix it up. Oh, forgot one ingredient. I always like to add black pepper. So we'll just grind a little bit in here. Maybe a 1/4 teaspoon, something like that. And make this your own, but it is so good. But there's so many variations you could add to this. All right, we're gonna give this a try. Outstanding. So we'll get this in the fridge and we'll meet you out at the cooker. All right, these burgers are sitting right around 90 degrees. So we're gonna give them a flip real quick just to make sure they get some even smoke. There we go. Definitely a different color on the underside than on top. And we're just gonna leave them like that. So we will bring you back in another 40 degrees or so. All right, our burgers are right at 130 degrees. They look good. I'll get one of them closer to the camera here. So, good looking smoked burger, but we're not done yet. So, get them both off here. And I forgot a glove, so I'm gonna get this lid closed and come back. But I'm gonna grab a glove so we can get the searing going for searing these burgers off. So I will be right back. I turned the temperature of the grill up to 500 degrees, by the way. So we'll see in a minute. The grill temp is reading 600. And look at that flame in there. So let's sear off these burgers. Gonna put the big one on first. Put the smaller one a little bit further off the flame. And let these go. I'm not even gonna close the lid for this. Now I do have grill grates, but I decided not to get those out for this. I really wanted to be able to see the flame and do it this way. I want to be careful not to char these too much, so I am going to turn them now and again. Looking awesome so far. All right, that one is looking good. And so is that one. So I'm going to get some cheese on each of these using American cheese today. It is the only cheese for a burger. That's not true. I like different cheeses on burgers, but it's hard to beat American. So we're going to get this cheese melted. Matter of fact, I'm going to move this off to the side. I think we've got enough sear on these. And let this melt off to the side. I'm going to get the lid shut. And I tell you what, I'm going to get the camera set up inside, so we will see you in there. I love this cooker. All right, here's our burgers. Some good looking burgers, American cheese on those. So I'm going to take a bun and toasted the buns. Can't beat toasting a bun. I don't do it all the time, but it really does make it better. And we're going to start out with some burger glop that we made earlier. And I'm going to put that on the bottom bun. The mayonnaise will actually help keep your bottom bun from getting too soggy too. So I'm going to load that up. While I'm here, I'm just going to put a little on the top as well. Oh, made a little mess already. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to throw some pickles on the bottom bun. And I'm also going to go ahead and put some onion on the bottom bun. I did cut these vegetables off camera. I'm going to use the smaller burger. I got my oldest son here who'll pound the bigger burger. There we go. And I'm going to add a couple of tomatoes. These are store-bought tomatoes and they're actually pretty good. And a little lettuce. So there we go. So I tell you what, I'm going to get the camera readjusted and I'm going to take a thumbnail and then I'll come back and make a giant mess of my face and try this, and we'll put this video in the bag. So we'll be right back. All right, here we go. This is going to be impossible to eat standing up, holding a plate, but we're going to give it our best try. But this smells great, looks awesome. So let's get a bite. I barely got any burger. I'm going to try this a different way. I need a napkin. That's a good burger. We're going to do burgers like this again for sure. So many different variations we can do as well. So we will see you next time at BuQeye BBQ. Thanks for joining. Like and subscribe if you don't mind, I'd appreciate it. See you next time.